Osimhen, Napoli, Chelsea. The conversations around the player and the signing man, we expected things to turn out exactly the way they are turning out. Now, Alalifono DB. First one. Now, Michael Emino, our former Chelsea sporting director. I need in charge of Saudi for no player be on beton the abom bottom. Now on deal now. And now Beccacho say it was Lee Codrington. Only did a charge for Al Ali Jeddah to go in negotiate with Victor Osimhen to get him. Now, on the Michael Eminalo Ebebekao and now in Naples to remind Victor Osimhen say, baby, I will free by our Nigeria. This money changes a whole generation. In JB Refi, maybe a Nigerian, won't see a Nigerian. We are giving you more than 30 million annually. Plus bonuses, you are getting somewhere 160 million in 4 years. Sika, and you won't want a best sound brabo, a best a whole generation of brabo. Now, they also realized that as long as the conversation was ongoing, Adebakom who say a bit a coincidence for the deal to come through and they say, now Omosha Osimhen na Europe, he would love to play in there and then stay there for a while. In Saudi, yeah, Allah now about Saudi Arabia no. In the deal, we will put in a release clause favorable. So you agree 68 million with the Saudis, with Napoli. Then in there, we put in a release clause that is favorable to you. And somewhere around 40 to 50 million release clause. Into about 2 years, I activate. So yes, back to Europe to come and play football. It's easy for any club to go on and trigger it. Osimhen 25. In 2 years, already 27. Say Saudi for an Toney for 60 million. It means that over the 4 years, amortization calculation, each year, 15 million. So, over 2 years now, release clause number activating now, 30 million. Into balance over 40 50 million. It means that you can go back to Europe and then go and play for them. That's the next thing. Bringing in Michael Eminalo to remind him of where he comes from. Giving him a chance and a window so bet him back to Europe. Putting in side release clause no in as point 2. And the third one, which is the most important thing, and they say the amount of money they are quoting for the boy is outrageous. Which I do. Sikano is too much. Now, even moving away from that, Minya sure say Napoli for believed through Oyelo De Laurentiis and even Mana, the sporting director of Napoli, said they could get that amount of money plus bonuses 68 million for Victor Osimhen. In Europe. Their only option that they were going to get in Europe was going to be from Paris Saint-Germain, who in the last few days have proven said they're interested in the Osimhen deal. Now, and Ranajo. Right after Chelsea boss Servette in the Conference League, the whole team of sporting directors, including Baghdad Egbali, flew to Naples as well. And at 2 a.m., Chelsea had their contingency in Naples to try and also convince Victor Osimhen. Now, for Menra, they are trying to convince the boy, say, see, you're creative, your wage structure, a strict kakra. Yes, a bona any Sikana Saudi for no bona. You ain't me and matching those numbers. But what can we do? We can be creative around our wage structure and then put in a lot of bonuses. Some of the bonuses are hinged on say Chelsea Edge Cup next season. Number of goals Osimhen Beshe. Goal contributions including assists. The number of Chelsea team qualify for Champions League or team top 4. They are believing say within the range of somewhere around £300,000 a week. Victor Osimhen, including bonuses, which is half of what Saudi Arabia for Edebemanu. Now, this is where the conversation of Victor Osimhen gets very interesting. There is a Nigerian journalist that you know, Omar Akatuba. Oh yeah, Victor Osimhen Adam for pa Obeno. Now, I said 2 days ago, or a Nigerian but Obezi in Germany usually report in your friend is a German Bundesliga, Nigeria 4 players are Victor Boniface usually or a lot of good reports on them. Now, Omar say, only ne connect, but enyan ko for omo Osimhen company. Ti assembly yo, ono Osimhen Adamfo. Osi oni ko phobia di nkomo omo ben Osimhen. But and your mom directly in Osimhen's camp, and you also from Victor Osimhen and Kasa. Okodi is uncommon. What is a Chelsea any Osimhen verbally have agreed 350,000 euros weekly for a branch friend Victor Osimhen plus certain wages, and it looks as if Victor Osimhen is leaning more towards Chelsea than leaning towards Al Ali. Now, Mama, the side of Al Ali Foro and the side of Omar Otugba, who is close to Victor Osimhen. This is my personal analysis. The more the deal drags, say, yes, transfer will be closer at 12 a.m. Al Ali Foro and Victor Osimhen 12 p.m. That is lunchtime. See, you see UK time, UK phone sometimes are 2 hours ahead of us, sometimes 1 hour. I think around this time, 2 hours ahead of us. They expect Victor Osimhen to give them the green light. Utie Gabia. Gabi said, Osimhen Ajiatum, offer no nice, it can turn his head. But he hasn't agreed to sign the deal. In Tomaka Chen, for them to get the green light, they are giving him up to lunchtime. If you are using Jeddah time, around 1 p.m. Ghana time, we expect Osimhen will go in. But this is my analysis, like I was telling you. The more the deal drags, the more it favors Chelsea.
So deal nature.
It favors Chelsea.
I didn't hear.
Okay. Says you can hear Sika Eson. Says you can attend Kofi Rich, it turns everybody's head. 120 million in 4 years. Osimhen 12 million. Omo man double plus an extra 8 million, 30 million. Bonus in Mayo. Bonus Bekawa. It becomes almost a quadruple of what he's taking at Napoli. And do you remember the Osimhen story? Osimhen is from Oju Elegba, the street of Lagos. He is the only one that has come from that family of Osimhen to become who he is. Not on pure water or Nigeria for Kwem. So this money, imagine, the son of somebody like Victor Osimhen, a money that tempts and turns the head. Now, the dilemma is that Osimhen is torn between the facts that about 25 years. So, in Europe, the Nigerian players are Debia Yobo Mudin, Wanko Kanu, Kokocha, Mikel Obi, all of these Nigerian players that are great. Odion Igalo is not even a Nigerian great. Almost yes, but Nigeria for great players. English Premier League. Odion, yes, on a cash mine. Abrabono be on it. Don't let anybody gaslight you. Say now you're greedy. Who is greedy? There is nobody greedy. Take your money. Nobody cares. So if you want to take, and I know Osimhen dilemma. Say Madrid 25. Maybe I commit him about 3-4 years. Nankama ebi ama just kudeto no mankama menje Premier League ni bi ma me just meet ma Europa bi meet ma Champions League bi, then it takes me to the next level. Maybe from there then I go to Saudi Arabia to take the money like Odeon, because you see Odeon e Saudi Arabia. At what age did Odeon go to Saudi Arabia? Time Ben Okoye Giscan, and he's one of the richest people in Nigeria, and that is there. The bigger conversation is that once Osimhen agrees to all of these things, on himself Otina Europa, maybe Chelsea offers him the chance to also become a proper Nigerian great in the conversation. Because over Nigeria for players now we offered indeed in another English Premier League about 2 or 3 seasons ago. See how they hope him Leicester for a championship. He has come. Mikel Obi wasn't really impactful in the English Premier League. It was Obi to say Juan Kokano when he was at Arsenal, and a very important player. Where have the Nigerian players been? That is where things. Anything that make us say, the more the deal drags, now Osimhen doing who more. And see, Castle here, who two Sarah. One say, yeah, you will not take the money.
So, at this point, you have when she Victor Osimhen shoes when you're here. But first of all, Victor Osimhen, say me or no. At this point, I'll be thinking, me baby, but Nancy Plauso Hammy. And a football na mebo.
Exactly.
E bet me say me projection so obi am bet me about the next 10 years we cry. But plan so bet me cut me carry and shot.
Exactly.
This will be so on me 30 million annually. Okay, mami hear say. Ana me kwaji sa scam. Saudi there say ho no league ni nche da nye gidi bia. Me kobo be 2-3 years bi. Me di 90 million bi. Fam kwatra me Nigeria. Because ade no anya hekra no Major African best. The last AFCON of course, me the Nigeria call air final. Major air Scudetto in Napoli. Inti me
the first African all this Scudetto winning the Coppa Coppanieri, the highest goal scorer in the Italian Serie A.
So consider Sanyama when na. Kofi at this point, so don't shove Victor Osimhen shoes ma. Around the name fan Adwimpa. You see, he's thinking a lot.
Oh, of course. And you know quoi?
Me Jessica.
I say, in telling you the Osimhen story, my catcher say, Nini and Mabusia, Koni, ono eketwa. Intine bra penny pano. Or freno, say chief.
Massa.
Okay, so be see them be a mammy.
Me
money, Nini. Tiabea, Jicasino, Nian in 10
million.
Yes.
Osimhen, only about 1 year.
I Osimhen girlfriend and in the back or Germany or Coco Bobo or Germany. No, I want to go see an Afro German and on it's now on him. The lady will remind him, say, Chief, yeah, mano, Omo Benyini, you need to build a life.
Yeah.
The money will be a huge conversation. But also Osimhen will think about legacy. The problem is that Osimhen is your way, a common in the even if he doesn't take the Saudi money. Unless Osimhen is thinking about Nipe Gunechi.
No, they push him.
Exactly, American. On one side, they are coming in Nibium, obey the Dinyama Bebre. But that is where it's going to be important for Osimhen to come in and make sure that he takes that money. And again, wait, no can say, sad deal with maybe more.
Deal with a balance.
Yes, maybe him.
Okay, Asamadan,
exactly.
Asamadan, me one of the interview. Asamadan say, no Bobo, no, yes, Kadiabat. Of course, China. Obeka say, oh, yes, Sika, and Naman for Casa Asamadan would Sika because. China no cause go easy.
Of course.
Onyesca in terms of no bobo Europe.
Oh, of course. Na say even that time it was around 12 million, 13 million euros now. This is 30 million going to 40 million euros. A outrageous money. Annually. See,
if you want our bedding,
Miana, at 825.
So we have Victor Osimhen.
Maybe trust me. Sad decision way, you know. I don't want to be there. Don't put me in such a situation.
See, I'm do shut the shoes. And say, what our situation be say at 825.
You see, Richard, I don't think that in my life I'll ever get 40 million euros.
Coffee.
David. You see, I mean, Kunku draw. I don't get 40 million euros.
What am do I had?
Oh, Nancy, you see.
I'm so covered.
What do me do? Decision making in yet. Now say go for me the 200,000 crab I come here Janet. Now 40 million euros. 200,000 Ghana cedis can be French no one crab. 40 million euros. Syria.
As I'm from now.
Oh maza. Oh tata 200,000. I hope this guy that time say around the book of you. E go bo as I just come na beko. She. Maza jai.
Money.
Basa 40 million euros chief. It would have changed a lot of things. I promise you.
Back with me tell you okay ya. So we Victor Abanan Kwasai.
Sit because of Victor Oche. Oche 40 million. Oche Chelsea for the conference in Novo Senior. Yeah, that Jenako. Uri, sorry for the bad. I didn't say Michael Emina Loba as a senior. Yenny maybe Afrio. Just kind of with 40 million. 40 million. No bit what facility me bold ya wadi. So what broke we say that. Rich. See, Victor, baby I'm to Giano. This is the proper definition of between a rock and a hard place. Wouldn't baby offer.
And easy.
It's a outrageous sum of money that you have to go. Rich me say. You see, let me tell you. Somebody was giving 10,000 Ghana cedis monthly. 10,000 Ghana cedis monthly. Obj Janu. Like in 10 already crosses of the contract crowd or sign Janu.
And when
money.
Tilo crowns out to my DS a baby so. Other Nigeria for me deny.
Aye.
And you could imagine say
Obi a calculation.
I ran to see who the convertible Nigeria can naira.
Aye.
Obi have me a short president craft and I can't just jabba.
Yes, 26 trillion. The obegine
annually no.
There be annually. Oh, your calculation a week move there calculation 2 weeks be 26 trillion. And some work month in the carbon.
Boy, Victor onya
26 trillion. This is crew what about that.
That's what you crowd upon Nigeria for 1%.
Unforget it,
Mr. Sabi, President, Afrenakaja Victor. Chairman 25 years, dear Bim now football. And one no Champion League near the Iron GB.
See, into
Kobo no Saudi Arabia, and just can't breath here.
See,
Go take the money.
The fact so.
Barafi, you be with Real Madrid in sense.
Okay.
Now we say Fifi. Sorry, Ayala ne. Avio so atrase da. I ran to the say I am some na me kwaje. Kofi mia.
Bisavi is a messy and then you.
Me come catch them. Thomas. Mane han o pram fu play ne ma. Kofi tie me.
They be relaxing. Javier, the senior man or experienced bar. Me see an enemy. Me money 200,000 Ghana cedis. Cash straight up cash you know here. Me the man. My man's salary 12,000. We make a decision, you know, CCA on your mind. Answer no Osimhen.
So Obama boost me be at 12,000
Ghana cedis.
Okay.
After tax net.
Okay.
Now my money 200,000 Ghana cedis CCA.
Have you Clemente? Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
The question your obeji anonji enye kasa.
Enye nchichemu. We scanned out 200,000
and 12,000
and 12,000 salary net
every month.
Aye.
Me jena makoyin.
Yes,
also destination.
Ejuma be na me ko.
Ejuma ya uyi ya.
Ejuma the influence ejuma bia.
Bibia be kasa
200,000.
Okay.
Na omodo salary no. Etiti bibia free ma.
Net 12,000.
12,000.
Who was that man?
Aye. We nyen chechemu.
Na me ka say.
Go han cheche.
Baby na me wo no. Na me just in there me ba ha me beje me je.
And by no movie.
Yeah. Baby na me here adwuma ansa na me ba ha. Na me just in say. Na me just in there me je wa.
No, but we are talking about radio.
And I make radio. But that's what I'm saying.
Have you situated question here? Yes, see.
Have you person smart?
No, it's not about business.
Where do we be
Me say.
Have you a cash man?
Baby me ba. Na because baby na me wo no.
Abi yesisi
na me just in there me di wa ha. That is the fact.
Abi enye
we dey ono ya ti ase.
Yeah, you about 12,000.
Na o de che ha.
You about 12,000. Jina kola be fem.
Okay, we dey Jina kola be fem.
Jina kola be fem.
Eti ye ma 200,000 ya o.
Oko de me kola be na ma ko pede o.
Apuzo to amount 200,000. No, salary got 12,000.
Kola be fem.
Who just is canting am here adwuma. I don't work because of money. I don't work because of money.
Ravi, listen me come from me catch Milano say, catch it. And I was off playing about over here Napoli be.
How?
Napoli Debbie. Move some Ratambe. So mo ana mo mama san wana come scan ground.
Ai na me nyesi ni.
30 million. Are you commenting? Okay, into ma ko finwe ni de na memra ho na. Toby, Real Madrid. What is the problem?
Is there a problem? I think that we all anticipated balance our team and specifically attacking balance. Say auto team BCA, you need to find a way to get the balance no anymore. And I think that's something that Carlo Ancelotti struggle with Kakra. Again, how do you get control from other parts of the team without the presence of Toney Cruz and Fiifi-Manfred? Because now the midfield of Federico Valverde, Oriani Chimeni, any Luka Modric didn't really click, especially in the first and second half. Going away to the Canary Islands, it was always going to be a difficult game against Las Palmas. But when they had to control the game, now born in Las Palmas for him, but they could control the game. That was the big issue. Again, in 3 games, Mbappe and Shego ma assist any BBA. But that's the thing. Mbappe is not a striker. We consistently spoke about how Mbappe will thrive in the Madrid team, whether centrally or coming up from the left-hand side. Then Mbappe at thrive or that team. It's about providing a balance for them. Even Rodrigo Goes, or a better player coming off the left. Vinicius Jr., excellent coming off the left. Mbappe, excellent coming off the left. Into Oshe, on the last 2 games of boy, everybody was complaining, saying no more overload the left-hand side, no. And there were no players in the middle and even on the right-hand side. Now, what I feel and say, Carlo has to be straight up with boys now. No more money in any positional discipline. No. Say you left, you stay in the left-hand side. Nipo person bought centrally, you stay centrally, and the other one should stay on the right-hand side. Then he needs a creator. If Madrid are going to play in a 4-3-3, they need a proper creator. Whether somebody that comes in the left half space or the right half space, or somebody that comes inside from the wing. So Babe attend to create for them. They need somebody like that to come in and create. Because when you're Mbappe, when he will need services to get a job done. The last time he proposed, he said Ada Goulet should start their game. Two matches before and now match Romane Las Palmas Bueno. Ada Goulet they start. And because Ono number 10, he's a creator who finish anymore. If you get a creator behind them, then Ono Najimane said he will find the boss in behind. Because everybody goes to the left. Nipe so balls in behind for Vinicius Junior for Mbappe, they are not really getting it and it affects them. But I think it's just a matter of time. Madrid may find a balance now. Any big deal. With time, they will get a balance.
League
Oh, early days yet. Maybe.